Hey, welcome to a drive-by review of the EF-M 22mm f2 STM lens from Canon, one of only two prime native lens options available for the Canon M50, which is the body we're going to be testing this lens on today. Now, what's exciting about this lens is that it's supposed to produce high contrast, high resolution results while giving you the ability to go into low light with that nice wide open f2, as well as creating a nice creamy background if you're shooting wide open as well. But the question is, how will it interact with the autofocusing system in the M50, and how fast will it be in video modes, especially considering 4K mode doesn't have the dual pixel autofocus activated? And also, how will the results be in different environments with photography? Well, let's pop this puppy open and take a look and see how it works in real world use. Here we go. Now, the 22mm is not a new lens option on the market. However, since there's so few EF-M lenses out there for cameras like the M50, that's really simple packaging. This particular lens is just going to be one that's, kind of a no-brainer to get. It's so cheap and affordable and pretty phenomenal as far as what it can do, as far as I know. Now, it's got that nice metallic weight to it, coming in at 105 grams. And you'll notice quality differences between the lenses you buy after your kit lens and the kit lens itself. Like the metal mounting system, you have plastic in the kit lenses and things like that. But take a look at how small this thing is. 60.9 millimeters by 23.7 millimeters, just so teeny and small. Minimum focus range of 5.9 inches, just teeny stuff. And what's great about this is its performance is pretty phenomenal, and I'm just hoping it does just as well on the M50, if not better. So without further ado, let's check this out and slap it on the M50 and see how it performs in photos and video. Fast prime lenses tend to be a great option for portrait photography. Wide open, this 22mm does a good job at separating an in-focus subject with a blurred bokeh background. In broad daylight, the autofocus is snappy, accurate, and you get these nice high contrast, high quality images that come out. And when shooting wide open at f2, you've got that paper thin depth of field when you get nice and close to your subjects. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you're going to want a body that has a pretty good peripheral illumination correction setting on it, because this particular lens, when you go all the way wide open at f2, has quite a bit of vignetting going on. And here's an example of the illumination correction off in the M50 and when it's on. Paired up with the M50, I found this 22mm to perform consistently well, with good dynamic range and colors produced and captured images throughout a variety of environments. The autofocus was always quick and accurate with photos, however slower and more cinematic in all video modes. Okay, so we're going to be doing some autofocusing tests right now, and as you can see on my phone, I'm doing the Wi-Fi connect to the camera to control it in video mode, and you can change between the autofocusing systems, recording, stopping, and you can actually see live what's going on your phone. Now, you can't change the autofocus when from the different modes when you're actually in the remote connect. You have to stop recording and change it, but right now we're in face detect. Now, there have been some things with the M50 on face detect. They say if you wear glasses, it can't get it. And that's actually not exactly the full case. I think I've seen it if you wear sunglasses, heavy, big sunglasses, it can be less accurate. But let's see here. I'm gonna change focus. So I just bounce focus behind me, then back onto my face. And you can see in my phone, it's tracking my face really quickly. And this is with the f2 or the 22mm lens. No problems in autofocus in video mode. I will say it's almost cinematically slow, which is one of the complaints people say, cinematically slow, but this is the speed, right? Okay, and then back onto me. You can see the speed from my tap. Now watch this, we're gonna stop and switch to point focus. Okay, so this point is right in the middle, which is right here on my nose right now, and this is point focus compared to face tracking. So we're no longer face tracking, now we're just doing a single point that I can change on command. So I put it back here. I'm gonna change it on command to over on the right, or left, back on my face, okay? Back on the sign, back on my face. Now this is no surprise, the dual pixel autofocus technology in this particular camera is phenomenal. It's one of the best autofocusing systems on the market. However, the big question is when we switch it to 4K, how's it gonna behave? All right, we might as well start off with the fun stuff in 4K. So this is face tracking, which I think is probably the worst thing you could do in 4K, even with this heavy contrast. So this is contrast detect, and I've got light right on my face from the sun. It should have a ton of information to come from on focusing, and you're probably still gonna see, let's see here. I told it to focus on the back there for a second. So it's got my face. Okay, not bad. This, by the way, is wide open. I'm taking all this video at f2. Very thin depth of field, especially when I come really, really close. And why do you have problems with that? I'm still well out of the range of the minimum focus distance. Let's focus on the back. So I'm telling it to look at the back. Okay, found it. That's impressive. Okay, and there's my face. You know, I'm continually impressed by the contrast detect on this. I expected it to be completely unusable, and I think, honestly, I think face tracking isn't really that usable in 4K, especially until you get the speed booster, which, by the way, surprise, surprise, that's in the mail. Stay tuned, speed booster. But I probably wouldn't use face detect in 4K mode. But watch this, point detect. Okay, so here you go, 4K with a single point, small box of focus. It's right here on the noggin. And as you can see, it's gonna hold focus very well. I'm gonna tell it to look at the background. About 3 seconds there. Let's go back on me. 1, 2, 3. Some of that lags from tapping on the phone. But as you can see, boom. Oh, that was on the phone. Try it again. There you go. Back onto me. As far as the lens is concerned, there's no difference between this lens and the kit lens. So this is a phenomenal speed for this lens. It's not gonna be as fast as it is in photo mode. In photo mode, it's snappy. As soon as you pull that trigger, boom, it's right on the money. But in video mode, it's got that slow focusing. It's cinematic in some way, but you can't tell it to go any faster than that with this 22mm lens, which I think is a big difference between what people have expected from the highest end autofocusing in the industry right now. I'm not gonna name names, but it can go like that with its lenses. So this is slower, but 100% usable as far as self-recording, vlogging modes. And right now, of course, we're not using image stabilization because this lens is not, doesn't have that, and this camera body only has digital. But it's all off right now. It's sitting on a tripod and it's focusing like a champ. Hey, well, there you go, a review of the EF-M 22mm lens. Basically, in my mind, a no-brainer purchase if you have the Canon M50 camera. It's a pretty awesome lens teamed up with that camera. But you let me know what you think. What are your comments, suggestions? Do you have any requests? Well, let me know down below this video. And if you want to check out this lens for yourself, maybe buy it, there's a link I'll post down in the description below for you as well. But beyond that, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video if you like the video, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys next time on Drive by Rev.